What's up, guys? Tom here from Woodard Golf, and today we'll be bringing you our best moments of 2014 golf, and this part will be our Deering School competition. There will be a lot more than the first part, so hopefully this video won't be too long, maybe 15 minutes at the most. And so yeah, let's just get started with it. Let Drew start.
Well, let me first say that the course that we had our membership at was where we host our conference tournament, and we've been working really hard for this day, and let's just say it wasn't the best, but we did make some really fun memories to look back on. I'll share some of them. Let's see where to start. Hole number 11, I chipped in for par in a par 3. When you chip it, there's two types of shots, where it checks or it releases. It released, hit the pin, went in. The hardest hole in the golf course, I almost birdied, and I had a good birdie look, and that's something I never had coming out and practicing every day.
That's a tough hole.
This is out of order, but the holes, but hole number 9, kid in my group, his belt broke, and he had a hard time keeping his shorts up, but after about 5 to 10 minutes trying to fix it, he finally fixed it. First hole, after a good drive, it was left rough. I took a massive chunk into a tiny tree. I had to punch out of it. It was under. It went way past the green. Chipped on one putt bogey to start the day. We had a 6th hole. It was getting worked on. It was a par 5, and it was only 300 yards.
300-yard par 5.
I had a hard time just getting a birdie putt. That's how bad I was playing. I parred it though.
To give you guys some context, everyone in my group had eagle putts on that hole.
Yeah, it was. I had a shot where I had the most amount of spin I've ever had on a shot when I didn't even care. The pin was in front of the green, and it goes uphill as the green goes farther, and the hill's at the top, behind the green. My shot landed behind the green and spun all the way back in front of the green, which was pin high.
Wait, hole? 10? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was lucky. 16th hole at Green Hills was the craziest hole in the world. Before we even teed off, 2 guys in my group almost got into a fight over the stupidest crap. Because the kid said he beating our kid up in my group, and they were just arguing over it. So we all teed off, and as this is happening, his whole group is in my fairway, because they all sliced their drives and stuff like that. And another kid in his group, I looked over, and he smoked a tree and went 20 feet behind me. He just had the funniest look on his face. As we got out towards the green, one of my kid in my group was in the bunker. He was hitting 3 out of it. He bladed it across the green to this guy's yard. Went back, hit out sand again, and did the same thing again. Then finally he got in the green and 3-putted, and he was probably the maddest person I've ever seen in my life. Hole after that, we have 4 people in our group. 3 of us were on the putting green, and it took us forever, but we finally realized that we were missing somebody in that group. We looked all the way back, and he was on the tee box still looking for his ball. I forgot to say, 4-putt. I had my first 4-putt on the 9th hole. I didn't really care. I mean, I needed a 3-putt to shoot at 46, and I 4-putted for 47. It was pretty pathetic, but actually I got yelled at on that hole. I threw my putter and my ball really hard, and one of the other team's coaches had some words. What else happened that day? I also had a shank. I've never really shared that with anybody. He doesn't know it. It was on the 3rd hole. I completely crossed a drive, and my second shot was a 9-iron. It wasn't really an awful shank, but it was a shank. I wanted to cry. But my other big memory, it wasn't at our conference tournament. It was at one of our another team's home course. I had a really weird round. I shot a 43. I had a birdie, a par, a bogey, a double, and a triple. I had like all of them. It was pathetic. I remember the first hole. I teed up my driver, went in the sand, hit 5 iron out of it. I was in the middle of the fairway and I was hitting a 3, and I shanked it with my wedge. I usually don't shank it. I mean, shanked about 3 or 4 times this year. Last year I had an issue one day, but this year it's not really happening anymore, which is good. Oh yeah, Tom was the hole next to me, and as soon as I shanked it, I looked at him right away to make sure he wasn't looking. And that was pathetic.
That it?
No.
All right, so I guess I'll start my memories. First memory is my 79 at the Clyde invite. First invite of the year, pouring rain. Got to play with Lucas, who hasn't been on this channel yet. He's one of my friends from our neighboring town. What? Maybe he might be added to this channel. I don't know.
Could have 5 people now.
Anyway, 79, pouring rain. And my whole team played pretty well. We set a new school record at 297, and there was like, I don't know, 71, 72, 75, and I shot 79. I don't know if that adds up or not. I'm just guessing. Next is our first school match of the year. 35 for me, even par. But I was 2 under through the first 4. Drilled like a 30-foot birdie putt on the first hole. Almost made about a 30-foot birdie putt on the second. No, not the second, the third. I got up and down on the second. And the fourth, I don't even know how I made it. It was probably about a 15-footer with like 4 feet of break, and I was on the fringe, just absolutely slammed it, and somehow I hit the stick. I went in. I don't know. I wasn't complaining. I was 2 under through 4. So next is I hit at the Port Clinton invite, which is at Catawba Island Club, which is actually a pretty hard course, pretty short but really tricky. I had this the nastiest putt I think I've ever seen in my life. It was about 60 feet long, downhill with over 20 feet of break, and I hit it for birdie. Like, back of the cup, perfect. I didn't even see the ball go in. That's how downhill it was. And that's probably the best putt of my life. That was ridiculous. Next is Kane from Shelby. Took a 12 on second hole at Sleepy Hollow, our home course for school.
Was it with it?
No. I was playing 2 that day, and Dylan was 1. He topped it off the tee there's a creek. It's like a little valley, and there's a creek at the bottom. He went in the creek, had to drop, had no angle. There was trees all over in front of him. Topped it in the creek again, had to drop, hit a tree again. He went flying backwards, hit it again. Finally got over the creek, and then, I don't even know. He ended up taking a 12. It was ridiculous. Next is at Shelby Country Club. Number 9, it's like a dogleg left, sort of. It's probably about 45 degrees or so. Not massive, but kind of tricky because there's trees overhanging on the left side. And I hung it out right. I was afraid of getting too close to the left side. And I kind of had to punch out into the fairway for my second shot. And so from about 30 yards out, I'd say probably from about 30 yards out, I'm hitting my third shot. And put it to about 3 feet. Freaking beautiful shot. And in front of everyone. Everyone was watching because we were like one of the last groups to come up. And drilled like the 3 or 4 footer for par. Next was kind of a sad moment in our season, but I think it helped us a lot. We lost our home invite to a team that we are probably much better than. I forget what their name was. What, Lexington? Yeah, Lexington. And we were probably much better than them. We didn't play very well that day, and we ended up losing, which actually turned out to be our only loss in the season up until the state level. So, it kind of showed that we aren't perfect, and we have to play good golf to win. A few days after that, we played Norwalk, which is probably the best team in the conference besides ourselves.
We'll probably more than likely win it next year.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to beat negative about our team, but
yeah, we played them at home. They have a sophomore who's pretty good. I'm not gonna say his last name. His name's Max, and we didn't get off to a very good start on the first hole, and they did. It was me and Dylan and Max and I forget the kid's name. I don't know, but they were beating us by like one after the first hole, and they both striked their drives on two, and I just remember Max acting cocky on 2T, and it kind of lit me and Dylan up, and the rest of the match we dominated them, and I don't know, it just felt good because they were our only loss the year before, and we got some revenge and kind of knocked the cockiness out of them. The very next day we played them again, but at their course, and we all played really well there and beat them pretty easily. I think the kid in my group was a freshman. Really short, really nice kid though. Norwalk. He couldn't hit his drives he hit his drives maybe about 200 yards at most.
He had a really good short game.
Yeah, his short game was fantastic, but he had one hole where he blew up. He hit 2 out of bounds, and after that, I knew we were golden. We were in the clear.
He's a great kid. If anything, you probably laughed about it.
Yeah, he's got the right attitude. Next, Drew and I played together. Ontario. At Ontario. New course for us this year. First time we'd ever played it. Actually, pretty short course. Decent condition. It was raining, and kid in our group, Jacob, literally made every single putt.
You know, every golfer, doesn't matter how bad you are, how good you are, you're gonna have a day of your life, and that was his day of his life. He made every putt.
He birdied the first hole.
What did he have, like 9 putts total?
I don't even know. I think he ended up with like 11 because he didn't really putt the greatest towards the end. He had like 2 putts, which was like bad for him that day. But he literally, every time I thought I would gain a shot on him, I remember one time I was putting for par, had like about 3 feet for par, and he drops like a 40-footer for par on top of me. I'm like, are you serious?
2 things at that course. That was probably our closest win losing.
Yeah, we only won by 2 strokes, so that was it was close.
What was I gonna say? I probably had my best 2 putt there. It was the 9th hole in the dark, and I made a really long 2 putt.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't playing well, so I was trying to help, like, almost coach Drew along and help him decide what shots to play.
We had some good teamwork on I don't even know what hole it was. Doesn't matter, but we had some good teamwork except for one hole where there was this awful green with the most ridiculous slope you've ever seen.
8. Yeah, 8 was tough. But yeah, I tried because I knew my score probably wouldn't count because only the top 4 count out of there. So
we were both playing like the same. I think we both had like 41.
No, you were definitely better than me. I shot like 43.
I had 41. You had at least 42.
Yeah, he was playing better than me, so I just kind of tried to help him go along and play the smarter shot. So you know, it gave us our best chance to win, and it ended up working out, thankfully. And yeah, next is our conference tournament, like Drew said earlier. NOLs is what it's called. I just remember some, I guess, I don't know, vague memories, general memories. The greens were the fastest we played all year.
Yeah, like any course. It was probably the windiest.
They were ridiculous. That's what I'm going to get at. We probably had 30-mile-an-hour winds, so that didn't help either on the greens being fast, because that just makes them even faster. And there were foursomes, like Drew said earlier, and the other 3 kids I was playing with, I'd already played with before, so they were all like my friends, you know. So I already knew them. We just had a good time, and one of them I'd played with like 4 or 5 different times, and it was just fun to play with friends like that. We actually ended up winning that tournament, winning the league, and having an undefeated season in the league. I had a few shots I forgot about. There was one at 6. Yeah, 6 at Sleepy. Going by the clubhouse that shoots out from the clubhouse. I went over that fairway bunker on the right. Was behind the pine trees. Right there. I remember my dad and my uncle were watching. And my dad didn't, I don't know what he thought I was going to do, but I just completely did the opposite what he thought. I probably had 170 yards. No, probably not 100, probably about 150. And I hit this low stinger that hooked right around all these trees and rolled right up on the green.
Oh, he was with me. Yeah.
It was nasty. And then I did the same thing on 9.
Did you birdie?
No, I parred. I almost birdied. I lipped out.
It was impressive. I didn't think he was going to punch out the way he did.
Got a little cocky, you know. Tried for something I probably shouldn't have, and luckily it worked out.
One of those shots where you're like, fuck it. You know, we all have those kind of shots. Because, you know,
yeah,
laying up for pussies.
And then there was the shot. I don't know if I was in. I think I was in competition. I don't remember what tournament it was at. It was either at NOLs. I actually think it was at NOLs. Number 12, the Green Hills. You can't really see the green. You can only see like the top of the flag because there's like a big hill in front of it. And I actually smashed my whatever iron I hit. I don't even remember. But I went way over. There's a line of trees right behind there on the right. And I was in the line of trees in like the mulch area. And the greens kind of slopes from back to front. So I was like right up against the tree. And I had pine branch like on my back when I was hitting the shot. And just kind of like chunked it out and put it to like, I don't even know, 4 feet or something like that. It was ridiculous. And I think I actually ended up getting up and down, which it was ridiculous. He wasn't with me, but that's probably the second best up and down I've made this year.